Today, an FDA approval in lung cancer, European regulatory advances in pancreatic cancer, non-Hodgkin lymphoma, and chronic lymphocytic leukemia, and a final CMS rule on MACRA reform. Welcome to OncLive News Network. I'm Justin Gallagher. The FDA has approved atezolizumab for the treatment of patients with metastatic non-small cell lung cancer who have progressed after a platinum-containing regimen and an FDA-approved targeted therapy for those patients harboring EGFR or ALK abnormalities. The approval of the PD-L1 inhibitor is based on multiple clinical trials, the largest being the Phase 3 OAK trial, which was presented at the 2016 ESMO Congress. In the study, atezolizumab reduced the risk of death by 26% compared with docetaxel in patients with advanced NSCLC following the failure of platinum-based chemotherapy. The median overall survival was improved by 4.2 months with atezolizumab versus chemotherapy. The survival benefit with the PD-L1 inhibitor was observed regardless of PD-L1 status or histology. In the intent to treat population, the median OS was 13.8 months in the atezolizumab arm versus 9.6 months in the docetaxel arm. The median progression-free survival was 2.8 months versus 4 months, respectively. The overall response rate and duration of response were 13.6% versus 13.4% and 16.3 versus 6.2 months, respectively. The European Commission has approved pegylated liposomal irinotecan in combination with 5-FU and leucovorin for patients with metastatic pancreatic adenocarcinoma following progression on a gemcitabine-based therapy. The approval was based on findings from the Phase 3 Napoli-1 trial, which demonstrated a 1.9-month improvement in overall survival with the addition of liposomal irinotecan to 5-FU and leucovorin. In the combination arm, the median OS was 6.1 months, compared with 4.2 months with 5-FU and leucovorin alone. The median progression-free survival was 3.1 months for the combination, compared with 1.5 months with the control. At 12 weeks, 57% of patients treated with the combination were alive and progression-free, compared with 26% with 5-FU and leucovorin alone. In the United States, the liposomal irinotecan combination was approved in October 2015 as a second-line therapy for patients with pancreatic cancer. The Committee for Medicinal Products for Human Use has recommended approval of nivolumab for the treatment of patients with relapsed refractory classical Hodgkin lymphoma after autologous stem cell transplant and treatment with brentuximab vedotin. The application for nivolumab was based in part on data from the Phase 2 Checkmate 205 trial, in which the treatment induced responses in 66% of patients with CHL who had progressed following ASCT and brentuximab vedotin. The responses with nivolumab were durable and included 7 complete remissions and 46 partial remissions. Among the 43 patients who did not respond to brentuximab vedotin, 72 responded to nivolumab. The positive opinion has been sent to the European Commission, which usually issues its final approval decision within 2 to 3 months of the CHMP recommendation. The CHMP has also recommended approval of venetoclax for the treatment of patients with chronic lymphocytic leukemia who have a 17p deletion or TP53 mutation and are not good candidates for or have failed on a B-cell receptor pathway inhibitor. The potential indication would also be for patients who do not harbor the deletion or mutation but have progressed on both a BCR inhibitor and chemoimmunotherapy. Overall, 79.4% of the 106 patients evaluated in the supporting clinical trial responded to venetoclax monotherapy, according to an independent review committee evaluation. This included 8 patients with a complete remission or a CR with incomplete marrow recovery. Of 45 patients evaluated for minimal residual disease, 18 attained MRD negative status in their peripheral blood. The positive opinion for the BCL2 inhibitor has been sent to the European Commission for a final approval decision. The final rule from CMS on the Medicare Access and CHIP Reauthorization Act of 2015, or MACRA, was issued Friday, October 14th. The rule will ease the pressure on small, rural practices to meet reporting and performance standards and explains more about the intentions behind the recently announced 2017 transition year, which is intended to make it easier for all practices to gradually move away from fee-for-service style billing. The rule provides for guidance and financial support for smaller practices, expands the definition of alternative payment models, lowers performance standards to make it easier to earn financial incentives, and simplifies prior all-or-nothing requirements for the use of electronic health record technology. The final rule and its adjustments represent a nod to the 4,000 comments received by CMS in response to the merit-based incentive system of payments and penalties and the APM plan, designed to serve as different tracks towards value reform in medical practice. That's all for today. Thank you for watching OncLive News Network. I'm Justin Gallagher.